The morning after my wedding, my ex-mother-in-law handed me a rules for wives list. Rule number 7? Give me grandchildren within 2 years, natural birth only. So I rewrote the rules, and buried her in legal paperwork. Here's how it backfired spectacularly. The morning sun was shining through our hotel window when I got the first real sign of what my marriage would be like. My new mother-in-law, Diane, walked in without knocking and placed a piece of paper in front of me like she was handing down a royal decree. At the top, in her perfect handwriting, it said, "Rules for my son's wife." I nearly choked on my coffee when I read the first rule. 1. All holidays will be spent with Jason's family. Your parents can visit the weekend after, if we have time. Rule 4 said, you will cook dinner every night using my recipes. But Rule 7 was the one that made my hands shake. You will give me grandchildren within 2 years. And no C-sections, I want natural births only. I looked at my new husband, Jason. He was staring at his phone like it was the most interesting thing in the world. Jason, I said, did you know about this? He shrugged. Mom's just trying to help. Diane smiled her scary perfect smile. We're family now, sweetheart. These rules will keep everything peaceful. That's when I realized 2 things. 1. My mother-in-law was crazy. 2. My husband would never stand up to her. So I decided to fight back. 3 days later, I showed up at Diane's huge house with my own folder of papers. When she saw what was inside, her face turned redder than her expensive lipstick. It was our prenup, the one Jason had signed without really reading. I'd added one special rule. If any family member tries to control our marriage, they lose all rights to visit any future children. Diane looked like she might explode. Jason would never agree to this. I pulled out another paper. Actually, he already did. There was his signature, clear as day. Jason started sweating like he was in trouble. Babe, why would you do this? Because I'm not signing your mom's stupid rules, I said. The yelling match that followed could probably be heard 3 houses away. For the next 6 months, it was like living in a bad reality show. Diane forgot to invite me to family dinners. I accidentally served food she hated. She redecorated our guest room without asking. I hung up our prenup on the wall like artwork. Then came the final straw. I came home one day to find painters in what would have been our baby's room. Diane had picked out everything, and it was all pink. Pink walls. Pink furniture. Even a pink chandelier. Surprise, she said, like this was a gift. I knew you'd be too busy to decorate properly. I didn't even raise my voice. Get out of my house. When Jason got home and saw his mom crying in the pink rocking chair, guess what he said? You're overreacting. She was just trying to help. That's when I knew I hadn't married a man. I'd married a mommy's boy who would never put me first. The papers came a week later. My lawyer, a total badass, made sure to include one special rule. Diane is never allowed on any property I own. Jason cried real tears when he read it. You can't ban my mom. Watch me, I said, showing him the house deed, the one that only had my name on it. Another thing he'd been too lazy to handle himself. Watching Diane pack up all her best grandma mugs was the most satisfying thing I'd ever seen. 5 years later. Last I heard, Jason's on his 3rd wife, one his mom picked out for him. Meanwhile, I'm sitting by my pool, drinking wine with my new boyfriend, who actually likes me more than his mom, and writing this story. That stupid rules list? I had it framed. It hangs in my office now, right next to the photo of me signing the divorce papers. Sometimes when I look at it, I raise my glass and say, cheers to being rule-free.